I'm going to go over the foundations of the business again at high level. If this is your first call, welcome. So a lot of the initial questions will be in the system. So I just want to, this is a football, right? Vince Lombardi started every season with the fundamentals. John Wooden taught his players how to tie their shoes so they had better grip and they didn't get blisters. We're going to do a little bit of that. But foundational, I just want to give you all a heads up that heading into the holiday times, for some of us, can be a time of, I call dream stealing. And what that means is sometimes we're around people that don't share our beliefs, that don't share our eye of the tiger, that, some of the folks are satisfied where they're at. Some of the folks don't believe like we believe, and you must protect yourself against that. So I learned a long time ago, we got some of our family that's awesome. We got some of our family that we love. But I learned a long time ago to always have a book. And if things get too crazy, instead of me trying to participate when I'm on the front end of that time together, I'll just kind of maneuver myself away and I'll just go read or study or do something that builds myself up in the Lord. Now, I'm happy to have leadership and influence, but I want to make sure that that's when I'm heading out the door, not when I'm entering in. So I just encourage you, be careful who you share your goals with and your dreams. You don't want to be sharing it with dream stealers. Sometimes it's better to keep that stuff a little bit close to the chest and then tell folks after the fact, when you're making 20, 30, 50 grand a month, you can talk about it a little bit more because you're more founded, you're more rooted than on the front end. That thing is fragile and you don't want to, it's your job to protect your thinking, right? The farthest distance you'll ever have to travel is 6 inches from your right ear to your left ear. And make sure you go back in the beginning of the program. There's a lot of training and equipping on goal setting and on the 3 M's, right? Model, which you have, best in the world. Mentors, which you have, I'd say best in the world. And mindset, which is what you need to get best in the world to unlock the capacity and the potential of the model. Okay. So just have a plan when you're going into these things. Hopefully some of you, it's not an issue, but if it is, don't be like doop-de-doo. And then, you're sharing all this stuff and you got people poo-pooing your goals and your dreams. Like that's your fault. So guard your heart, protect your mind. Right. And, really simply, the Bible tells us, think about things that are good, pure, praiseworthy, honorable, of good report. Think on these things and the peace of God will be with you. So have a plan going in and then have a plan to recover. If you find yourself like feeling crappy, what are you going to do to reestablish yourself? What are you going to do to build yourself up in the Lord? Right. That's on you all. And, plenty of ways to go about doing that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share my screen. The BOSS system, business operating system, any business system has 3 components: attract, invite, delight. Okay. The attract system, you always start with your network. Who do you know who has a business? Who do you know who knows people who have a business? Your church family. And you just say, hey, look, we're launching this cool new ads AI thing. I'd love to give you a demo and potentially a free trial. Done. And we have some language, perfect, simple scripting that you can use. And again, your goal is to run to one. What's that mean? It's just your first deal done. First person on the system that you're working with. Then you want to start to run ads as soon as humanly possible. And you're using your ads AI to run your ads for your business, right? We recommend, earmark $1,000, $1,500. And what'll happen is you'll velocitize your harvestability because you'll speed up the point at which you can create money, and then you reinvest the money into your business and you speed it up. It's the fastest way to get to 10, 20 grand a month or whatever that initial goal is, right? Because you're going to be paying for that either with time, doing a whole bunch of organic stuff, or you just use a little leverage, you use a little spend. If it's me, I'm putting that on a card and I'm just getting it done, period. What are the ads? Real simple. You're running an ad that says something like how Smart Vertical is leveraging AI to get more quality patients, clients, customers, subscribers, members, whatever the terminology is for the vertical. How smart chiropractors are leveraging AI to get more quality patients. Simple. Click here for a free 15-minute demo. Okay, that's it. Work with your network, run ads. Done. Then you invite. And the invite system is real simple. You set up that initial demo. During that call, we're doing a diagnostic. Why? Because to prescribe before we diagnose is malpractice. So we diagnose, we primarily focus in on their capacity. So their gap of how much load, how much throughput can they handle without having to expend square footage, machinery, teams. And that's what we triangulate everything on. Hey, here's some solutions that could help you, Mr. Underwater Basket Weaver, hit your goal of 500 grand a year. Then we invite them to do a 1-week trial of the Ads AI app or plugin using only a giveaway ad framework. So for the chiropractor, that's giving away a $200 evaluation, giving away some gunk, giving away an ebook, giving away a free stretching consultation, giving away a box of crap that they can take that, you know, makes their spine straighter or their ligaments have more ointment in them and flexibility, or I don't even know. But they'll know, and you can help them, and you can use ChatGPT, and you come up with a really valuable giveaway that people will opt in and say, you know what, I'm interested in that. You help them set up that ad framework, which will take about 5 minutes. They plug in their ad account. They plug in their website. If they have a crappy website, you find a vertical that has a good website. You plug it in. You put a radius around their business. Hey, what kind of a radius will people travel to your chiropractic office for? 3-5 miles. Okay, great. You circle it. You run it. You put the ad. You put the prompt in. And again, we have training on all this. And then you click go, and you forget about it. Done. During that 7 days, so the thing has to run for 7 days, because at the end of the 7th day, there's some optimization that happens within the system. They will be dripped the AI training videos, which we're producing for you. Those will be done here within the week. And the Ad AI training videos are about the different AIs that they have access to. And they'll get a 3-minute video, and the ones that are demo able, they'll get a demo. Like the conversational AI, they'll be able to call a number and have a conversation. And then at the end of that, you have your second call, which is a prescribed call. Real simple. First thing you do is you look at the ads that were, or the leads that were generated. Cool. You invested $100 and you got 53 leads. That's fantastic. Now what you need to do, Mr. Underwater Basket Weaver, is you need to pick one of those 53, let them know they won, and then you need to call the other ones and offer them some type of a discount to get them in to your underwater basket weaving service. Next, you ask them, you say, hey, great. So, you know, we sent you over these different AI tools. Which one of these did you resonate with the most? Man, I loved the recapture AI. That made a lot of sense because we got a lot of traffic, and to be able to recapture that would be fantastic. You make a note. They love the recapture AI. Cool, man, that conversational AI, I really didn't like that. That was kind of creepy. They don't love the conversational AI. Then you prescribe. Hey, Mr. Underwater Basket Weaver, based on your goal to get to $500,000 a year, and that you resonated with the recapture AI and you had good results with the ads AI, here's what I think we should do. I think we should start with the ads AI, and I think we should get you into the recapture AI system. How does that sound? Man, that sounds fantastic. How much does it cost? Great. Harry, what were the 3 pricing options that we talked about yesterday?
So let me get that pulled up right quick.
Or Caleb, if you recall, I don't think Jules was on that call.
So we're thinking setup fee $1,500 to $2,000 or $2,500. And then there's kind of 3 different ways that you can.
Just tell us the numbers.
The numbers, 99, 299, and 6.
That's it. Okay. Again, this is during your first 3 to 5. Just keep it simple. You don't have to charge a setup if that's going to be a constraint. We'd rather you harvest here. As you get more confidence and competence, you'll have a lot. We give you an actual formula based on the revenue targets of how you can just take their objective, apply a percentage, and come up with a budget. And then you charge that, because the small business will have less requirement of help and support than the big business. So you need to charge appropriately. But to get started, keep it simple. So great. That sounds fantastic. How much does it cost? The best part is how affordable this is. So there's 3 options. We can do it for you entirely, so you don't have to mess with it. We can do it with you, or we can just give you access to the plugin and let you rock and roll. Which one of those do you feel like resonates most with you? Well, I kind of like the idea of you guys doing it, but it's probably going to be a budget thing. Fantastic. Okay. Well, let me walk you through it. So if we did it for you, it's $699. And if we do it with you, it's $299. Which one of those meets your needs better? Well, you guys just handle it. That's pretty cool. Okay, great. And then the only other thing is we just have a one-time setup fee to get some of this stuff plugged in, and that's $2,000. Okay. Oh, $2,000? Wow. That's a lot. Well, I mean, is it? If we can help you go from 350 to 500 grand, is it a lot? That's what? $150,000 off of a $2,000 investment? That's not a bad ROI, is it? No, but still, I don't think we could do that. Okay, fantastic. What do you have available? What if we could put you on some type of a payment plan for that $2,000? Well, if we could get started for 500, then we got a green light. Okay. So here's what I can do for you. I can take a $500 down payment, and then we can just split the payments over until that's paid off. What kind of a payment would be comfortable for you to pay on that? Right. So you just work with them, you work it out, done. Again, as you get more confidence, as you get more competence, this will all be easier. But at the beginning, just keep it simple. 3 prices, offer a setup fee, be flexible on it, put a payment plan together for them. Done. Next, move on. Okay. Tom, is your question about what we're talking about here?
Yes, it is actually.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Yeah. With regard to this, what if a customer says, Tom, I'll give you $1,000 a month for that service? Okay. Well, our cost structure is $699, $299, or $99. Do we have flexibility to charge more if they're willing
100%.
to pay?
Yeah. Eventually, we want you to charge way more.
Okay. So these are guidelines to start, basically.
You charge whatever you want. So
okay. A second follow-up question that would be, for using your example, you mentioned, okay, we'll give you the ads AI and the recapture portions. Okay. And I might reply, well, we'll give you the done for you $699 for ads AI. To add the recapture, we'll add another $500 to that. So it's a total of $11.99 for both services. Do you upcharge, or is that $6.99? Is that based on just the ads AI? Or are you saying for the whole platform? That's my question.
I'm saying you guys do whatever you can do that you're comfortable with. And at the beginning, your first 3 to 5, this is just a simple framework that you can run through that doesn't require any cognitive load like you're going through now. It's good you're thinking about this. I love you're thinking about it. You can charge whatever you want. You can charge as much as you want, as little as you want. Here's some general guidelines for your first handful of deals.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I appreciate you asking that. All right, Elvis. Elvis is in the house.
Hello. Thank you very much. My first call here, so hello to everybody. Good to be here and share with you and learning. I wrote it in the chat, but is there a plan or a way that you draw a line and we do it with you? Part of it, like, is there like we do X, Y, Z and you do A, B, C?
Yeah, that's a great question. I love it. So again, y'all, there is a tremendous amount of there's you can go very deep. You want to know what I would do, Elvis? First few clients, if they want to do done with you, if that's their price point, then I would still treat them as a done for you. I would just do whatever we need to do to get them results.
Okay.
Period. So I wouldn't worry so much about the line in the sand. This is more of just a pricing framework, because it's always fine for you to under promise and over deliver.
Right.
Not fine is you say, hey, we're going to do it for you, and then you end up just giving them the app. But you can do as much or as little as you want within all these 3 tiers. This is, again, more of just a pricing framework. Because the other thing, it's hard to distinguish that, Elvis, because you don't know what their technical capacity is.
Right.
So the done with you for somebody who's been running ads for 10 years might be 1 inch of effort.
Right.
The done with you for that same business, that same size, for somebody who's never ran ads might be 10 units of effort. Okay. But what's our goal? Our goal is to get them results, get them service, because then they'll repeat, they'll be delighted, they'll refer. When you call, they'll answer, and you can upsell them. Right. So really, whatever it takes to get them results. And the cool thing is it don't take much with Ads AI.
Right.
It's just the configuration.
Another question on the demo. You mentioned a few times, and I don't know. I said a few times. I don't know if it was today, but I also was watching the other video from earlier last week. At the 1 week mark on the demo, there's an optimization process that happens in our side. Is that optimization will be affected on the 1 week results for that person, or is going to be happening in week 2?
Great question. So it kicks in, and so it flags some additional reporting. So they won't be the beneficiary of the optimization if they turn the ads off. They'll be the beneficiary of the visibility and the optics of the optimization. So they'll see of these units, these were the ones that did really good.
Right.
And, these were the ones, if I can do this right, that did bad.
Good.
They'll see that,
Link there.
but if they don't continue, they won't receive the harvest from that.
Okay, so basically they say they got 5 leads in week 1, but as soon as our optimization kicks in, he say, hey, we see these potential areas for improvement because XYZ. Next week you should be able to get 10 leads.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, dude, that's really brilliant thinking. Perry, make a note. Caleb, make a note, please. Perry, you got to unmute. Let me know you're hearing me.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Get this to Caleb. I'm not sure if he's listening now, but we need to add that to the call to. Hey, and by the way, this will be the worst these ads ever produced. So if you spend $100 and you got 5 ads, which they'll get way more than that, Elvis. But if let's just say you spent $100 and you got 40 ads, hey, look at this data right here. That means we can make some tweaks so that next time you spend $100, you can expect to get 75 ads. How awesome is that, Mr. Underwater Basket Weaver? Well, that's pretty cool. Can you see the power of AI working on your business to help you hit that $500,000 target?
And that's what I was going to say. Then that's what the AI is actually doing the job at that point.
100%. Yep. So that's something definitely that we want to highlight and amplify. Perry, do you have that captured?
I got it. Yep, I got it.
And I would just, pull this part out of the video for some specific conversational dialogue, because that's it. Thank you for sharing that, Elvis. That's brilliant. I do that naturally, but I love that you're seeing that, because that's a really powerful point. And you can even further contrast it with, hey, without ads AI, first of all, you need to learn how to go into Facebook and analyze all this data. Second of all, you need to know what to do with the data. How cool is it, Mr. Underwater Basket Weaver, that this thing will just tell you exactly what to do? And how do we optimize that? It's real simple, Mr. Underwater Basket Weaver. We do more of what works and less of what doesn't. So these ads that are under KPI, we would just turn these off, and then we would run more ads like these that are winning. So if your cost per lead was $100 divided by 50, which is 50 cents cost, let's say $100 divided by 50, which is $2 cost per lead. We make these optimizations, Mr. Underwater Basket Weaver, will your cost per lead be less or more next week? It'll be less. Maybe you'll be able to get them for $1.50 or $1. That's the power of the AI. Do you see that, Mr. Underwater Basket Weaver? Yes. The system automatically will do more of what works and less of what doesn't, and also notify you to help you do more of what works and less of what doesn't. How cool is that, Mr. Underwater Basket Weaver? Can you see how this tool, this powerful tool, will help you move towards your goal of $500,000 a year without having to add square footage, without having to add headcount? Yeah. Pretty awesome, isn't it? You've never worked with something like that before, have you? No. All right. Love all the hands coming through. Perry, make sure we put that in the system, yeah?
Gotcha.
Okay, are these all questions on invite? Because if they are, let's go. If not, we can go through and we can circle around and get them at the end. So as long as they are, go ahead, Lisa. I just don't want to hear any squealing tires or honking horns. Looks like you're driving. You riding a car, a boat, or what are you on, a plane?
Yeah, well, my situation, I work during the day for the government. I'm ready to retire. I started my business 15 years ago, so I've been dibbling with a lot of different Facebook ads. But I'm a permanent makeup artist, so I know a lot of artists, and we're high ticket price. So
Yeah.
My question really quick is AI offered only in the United States?
No.
Oh, excellent. Like all the countries, or?
Yep, I believe you'd have to go in the portal and look, but I believe
Okay.
it's in something like 35 languages now.
Oh,
So
excellent.
as long as the ad platform is operative in the country and we have the language for the country and you can communicate with people that speak the language, then you're golden.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
All right, you bet, Lisa.
Just one of them.
I'm not sure who just talked, but Holly, you have your hand up. Go ahead. What's up, Holly?
Hey, what's going on, Paul? I have several questions, and I will only do one, but one is going to be about later. Hopefully it gets answered. Do we have
Yep.
contract templates for them, or can they do month to month? Okay. The setup fee.
Hold on. Yeah. So great question. We can answer that right now.
Okay.
You can just do month to month. And at the beginning, again, your first handful, I wouldn't even complicate it with any kind of contract. Do you sign a contract when you're using an app on your phone? No. Do you sign a contract when you're using a Chrome extension? No. We want this to be treated very similarly to a plugin, because a plugin is light and easy. So you don't need a contract. You just say, hey, look, this is, month to month. If you don't want it, just let us know.
Cool. All right.
Later on, when you're doing all kind of other stuff, you can have a contracts and we have templates and all that stuff. But at the beginning, keep it simple. And if they ask for a contract, if they're like, hey, I want a contract, you'd be like, you don't need a contract. I want a contract. Fantastic. Just let us know and we'll get you one, or just run it through ChatGPT or Google it. There's no magic contract. A contract is legally binding if there's a signature. You could literally do a contract on a cocktail napkin in crayon and it's legally binding. So your contract could simply be an email you send. Hey, we're going to do this. We're going to use this thing. We're going to work to you month to month. Here's the price. Send it. Doesn't need to be that much more complicated.
And they're paying us directly. However, we decide to receive those funds. Okay.
100%.
Setup fee, to justify the setup fee. So like the first free week, we say we're just going to do Facebook. The setup fee can be that we help them set up all other platforms that they want to use. Or, I mean, because like
we keep it
set up.
Yeah, I would keep it simple. I wouldn't get into all those other platforms until you personally have run ads on the platform for your bib. Don't even go into it. So at the beginning, just do Facebook. And then the setup fee would be, so it's easy if they're adding another AI tool, right? The setup fee to cover that. The setup fee could be you could just say something as simple as, and the setup fee is just to get you fully onboarded, make sure that everything's running well, and just keep it. I'm telling you, they're not even gonna care. They're gonna be so blown away by this tech and what it can do for them. By the time you get there, you're not gonna have anybody give you a hard time about the setup fee. Awesome.
Thank you.
You bet. Hey, and y'all, just so you know, I dropped the link to this training in the chat. So then Delight, what's Delight? You implement the prescription with CBI. And last week we went over how you fulfill. So the ads AI, that's something you fulfill directly. Some of the other ones, we need to be involved. The recapture AI, they need to have 10,000 hits. There's some different nuance, but last week we covered that in the training and there's a document that walks you through it. Attract, invite, delight. Here's a diagram you all should have access to that goes through this again in more of a visual framework. Attract, invite, delight, attract, network, paid ads. I would just encourage you not even to putz around with organic. Your foot in the door is your free trial, right? So if it's your run-to-one with your network, it's, hey, we're doing this new thing with Ads AI. Love to give you a free week. If you're running ads, it's how smart vertical is leveraging AI to get more quality name of lead in vertical, free 15-minute demo. You diagnose, you intro, you do the discovery, which again is a capacity gap. Underwater basket weaver is at 500 grand. They can get up to 750 without adding headcount or having to expand their square footage. That's the whole target of everything. Free trial, book a follow-up call. They get the demo. It's a 1-week demo. During the week, they get dripped different educational pieces on these different things. Then you follow up, you go over the leads. What do they like? They like the thing. They don't like the thing. Your proposal is a function of the things they like. As it relates to the capacity gap, you invite them to the service. They say yes. Then you board them based on the prescription that you came up with during the call to. Diagnose, prescribe, delight. Yo, don't overcomplicate it. And also, I just need to give you some coaching. We're getting some questions coming through that are not here on this call. So I'm not all these questions on this call were fantastic. They were context-based. They were born of reality. But we don't want hypothetical questions. I've instructed the team to just literally ignore hypothetical questions. Okay? And here's why. We deal in truth. God is true. His word is true. And one of the greatest distractors that the enemy can bring to your mind is get you thinking about all this potential stuff that could happen one day, perhaps, maybe. Okay? Prune that out. Don't even worry about it. You want to build everything born of necessity, based in reality. You don't want to learn just in case. Someday I might get a question about that thing down the road. Now you're loading up. You're like Santa walking around with a big sack filled with stuff that you will never use. You want to always learn born in the moment, right? So don't learn someday, learn just in time. It's called just in time learning. And then that way you keep your focus honed, you keep your mental load light because you're only learning the things that you can apply. So any hypothetical, in other words, what's a hypothetical? What if somebody said this sometime? Don't even ask. The only thing you ask is, this person asked me this question, how do I respond? And then you'll always be born of truth. You'll be grounded in truth. Here's why, y'all. We found 95% of the hypotheticals aren't even brought up. That's why they're hypothetical. So now you're wasting time thinking about something that isn't even going to happen. You're asking us questions that aren't relevant. So it's a way to keep you cleaner, moving faster. And again, the mindset piece, that's a mindset piece. So don't ask hypotheticals. Only ask something that a prospect's asked you or that you have about implementing the system, period. And you'll trust me, you'll run so fast, it'll be awesome, right? So you can write down the hypotheticals. If you got a hypothetical, write it down to extract it from your brain so your brain's not pinging on it, but don't bother asking us. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of our time. And I promise you, once you train yourself to learn just in time instead of just in case, your ability to build will be 10 times as fast. So, well, Paul, how do I know the just in case if they've asked me the question that I don't know to ask you all first before they ask it? Well, we know you don't have a crystal ball. So what you do is you say, hey, that's a really great question. I think I know the answer, but I want to run that up the flagpole to our technical team and make sure that I get you the exact answer. Perry, capture that, please.
Will do.
We need a training module. Just literally capture what I just said and put it in the system. And then that way, Perry, when we're asked a hypothetical, you just say, hey, go check out this training.
Absolutely.
Make sure Caleb has that on his list.
Gotcha.
And then also equip them on how to answer and handle and process a question that they don't know the answer to. And it's always just buy a little time. And if many of the questions will come up on the first call, because the first call is when there's the least amount of credibility that you have with that person. The first call, there's the least amount of them understanding what you bring to the table. So many times you can just say, hey, that's a really great question. You know, I think I know the answer to that, but I just want to run that through our tech team, our AI team, and make sure I get you the accurate answer to that. Are you cool if we follow up next time we talk, or can I get that back to you in a day or two? And 100% of the time they'll be like, yes. Then you just keep plugging away. Then at the end of the call, you have outlined that you need to get them that piece of information. Then all you do is you say this. You say, hey, look, I got this note here to get back to you on this. I feel like we might cover some of this during this next week because I'm going to be sending you some information. So are you cool if we just circle and close this loop when we hop on our next call, next Friday? Is that cool? And 100% of the time they'll say yes. So now you went from buying yourself a day to buying yourself a week. There's never any time that there should be pressure. And then the nuclear option is if they give you a hard push, I'm not going to proceed until you answer this question. You say, hey, you know what? Totally cool. But we don't work that way. So if you're not comfortable with me getting back to you on this in a couple of days, then, let's just agree to part as friends. And I'm going to go talk to the next underwater basket weaver that I have on our list of the 10 folks we're going to offer licenses to in Charlotte. So would you like to end the call or you want me to keep going? You can decide. That's that headship, the doctor frame we talked about. And then on that same topic, we have some people asking questions that are, hey, this client wants to do this conversational AI. How do we help them do that? I talked about this last week, and I just want to reemphasize this. You are in charge of the sequence by which the AI is installed into their business. They are not in charge. You all have access to all of the stuff today. However, there are some prerequisites that need to be in place before those AIs can be added to that business. And I covered this last week, but as a very simple example, for them to have the conversational AI, they need to have that same software platform that you all are getting, which we call the quick wins or the fast wins. That has to be installed into their business before they can do the conversational AI. So there's some prerequisites that have to occur on their side before some of those things can be added. That's why we always lead with the ads AI. So any business can add the ads AI. Any business that's north of 10,000 hits can do the recapture AI. Any business can do the leads AI. Those are all independent of the software platform. But the fast wins, that's software-based. The conversational AI, that's software-based. And the text AI, software-based, because those things plug into the software. So just make sure you understand you're in charge. Only work with people that you want to work with. Say no. Make a decision. You're only going to offer 5 licenses or 10 licenses in this geographical area, which is serving them best. It would not serve anybody if we sold 1,000 licenses to chiropractors in Charlotte. So you deploy that scarcity for their service, and then you leverage it and you use it, and you're just being truthful. You're the one that makes the decision, okay? So attract, invite, delight. So these are the recurring themes that you'll be doing to build your business. Now, you have the things you're going to do over and over again, right? And then you have the things you got to do one time to get the thing set up. So you have the one-time things, which involve some tech and primarily learning. And once these are done, guess what? They're done. Then you just do the recurring things to build your business. So let's walk through the start phase. All right. Pick your vertical. Call it a niche, sub-niche, vertical, all mean the same thing. Pick the dudes and dudettes that you want to work with. You have 2 tools. You have a PDF that we've given you that has 85 niches on it. Just stay in the blue. Stay in the blue to get started. Okay? Done. These are easy. Easy is good. Okay? Then you actually don't even need to pick 2 now, because we're having you start with your network. And with your network now, this doesn't apply to your network. With your network, you can work with any business. But when you run ads, you want to pick 1. You don't need to pick 2, you pick 1. Just pick 1. You can run ads, and within a week, you'll see the data. Then you need to RD the language and the pain points of that specific vertical. Use ChatGPT, use 3.5, it doesn't matter. And you're like, hey, what are the pain points for underwater basket weavers? What do they struggle with in growing their business? What language do they use to talk about their business? And remember, anytime you're using an AI, conversational AI, and I think there's like 7 of them now, different beyond OpenAI, you need to tell it what you want it to do. So you always start with, hey, you're the #1 business consultant on planet Earth. You specialize in helping companies grow well, leveraging AI, high profit margins. You just use your own language, right? It can be as simple as you're the #1 business coach on planet Earth. What is the language that underwater basket weavers use? What are their pain points? What are their hot buttons, right? And then that'll output some stuff. And you need to know what you're calling the thing so you don't sound, I need to know what I'm calling the thing so I don't sound like a moron. When I built my dental marketing practice, I started by saying, we'll help you get more customers. Is a customer what a dental practice is looking for? A patient is what a dental practice is looking for. So even though customer and patient are the same object, I sounded like a moron when I said customer. I didn't sound like a moron when I said patient. So don't sound like a moron. Right? So again, this part right here, this is 15 minutes. You click this, you pray, you're like, I like that one. Done. Then you plug it into ChatGPT. Done. 10 minutes. Like you don't even need the sheet. Like forget the sheet. Just pray, make a decision, right? You can change your decision later. You're not marrying this thing. Then you map your network. Who are the business owners you know? Make a list. Who are the people that you know that aren't a business owner, but know a business owner? My neighbor's cousin runs the local yogurt company, right? And then your church. Ask some folks at your church, hey, who do you know here who has a business? Map your network, right? You should have like minimum 25 names to 100 names on the list, okay? Then you land your first client. This is the run to one. Run to one is the same exact system. There's nothing different about run to one. Run to one is just a focus on getting your first one. We run to one because what happens when you get the one is that one of those M's, the mindset M, locks into place. You're like, I can do this. This works. You also experience how excited people are going to be when they hear about it. We had a member, Perry, I can't remember the member's name. I feel bad. I should have remembered this, but he was at a networking event a couple weeks ago. He was talking to a dude, two other dudes were at the table. They overheard, and he didn't even know what he was talking about. He was just excited. And like next thing he knew, he had like 3 to 4 people interested. So when you run to one, you just start flapping your gums and you start to see like, whoa, I got something special here. Okay. And there's a run to one training overview. There's a checklist. There's a process and a script. And again, the script is so simple. It's, hey, we've got this new ads AI, which is really powerful to help businesses generate quality leads. I'm offering a 1-week free trial. I'd love to show you a 15-minute demo. It's really the stupid test. And I say that with all respect. Like the Bible says the word stupid. But if there's a business owner who's not interested, even peripherally, with understanding what's going on with AI and how to generate more quality leads, they literally just they haven't passed that first test. Then you want to set up your own personal ads AI to get familiar with the system. There's a link, you set that up. There's a whole support desk with pre-recorded videos that tie in. The email tickets tie into our support team, and run some ads. You don't need to spend $1 million, but invest $100, $10 a day. What ads do I run, Paul? The ads of the thing, the vertical that you picked. Let's see here. Tanning. How smart tanning salon owners are leveraging AI to generate more high quality tannies, whatever the heck it's called. Free 15-minute demo. That's it. You tie in your Facebook assets. If you don't know how to set them up, the help desk will show you. It'll take you 10 minutes. Make sure you don't set that up when you're in a freaking coffee shop. Some dude did that, bless his soul, and his card got hacked, and he was confused that he thought it was something in the system. It wasn't anything to do with the system. It was like not being in a secure environment. So do that, and then run ads. Invest $100, run ads, so you understand the system, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is easy. Like legit. Everybody who does that, they're like, holy smokes, this is easy. How smart carpet cleaning companies are leveraging AI to generate high quality clients. How smart electricians are leveraging AI to generate high quality customers. Click here for a free 15-minute demo. That's it. It's just that simple. Don't make it overcomplicated. Now, it will ask you for a website. You don't have a website. So all you do is you Google lead gen companies that work with electricians, lead gen companies that work with chiropractors. And we cover this in one of the first handful of videos. Then you go find a website that looks good. You enter it into yours. It doesn't take anything from the website. You're not promoting the website. All it is it's instructing the ads AI what to look for, what to do, what to use. It's basically telling them, hey, we're speaking French here. We're not speaking Swahili. That's it. You're not stealing. You're not doing anything. You're modeling. And the ads AI is you're just programming it what you're doing. Done. And then you just type in that prompt we talked about, and you're off to the races. While you're doing this, you're leveraging your network, right? Get your first client, you run the free trial, the only free trial you're running, the only demo you're running, the only thing you're doing, the only thing you're setting them up to do during that 1 week trial is a giveaway campaign. That's it. If they want to do something else, tell them no. If they don't like it, tell them don't let the door hit you on the way out. And I'll go talk to the other 10 underwater basket weavers I have marked on my list to offer this amazing license to in Charlotte. And again, it's a box of good stuff. Then you get your BOS software platform installed, which is what we talked about at the beginning of the call. This is out of order a little bit, but when we talk about setting up your own personal ads, this is actually what we're talking about doing. And this is all you need. Termly.io. When you run lead ads inside of Facebook, you only need a link that goes to a terms of service. You don't need a website. So this is free. You don't need to pay for it. You just click on it. You get your terms. You punch it in. Super self-explanatory. And I think we walk you through it in the demo. Get that set up. Then all you got to do is you got to learn the first call process, which again, intro, ask them a few questions, understand their capacity and their goals, and then schedule them with a 7-day free trial. Then you learn the education process. Again, we provide those videos for you at the beginning. Eventually, it makes sense for you to do it. The cool thing is in your Boss software platform, all those videos will be triggered out automatically, which is pretty awesome. Then you learn the call to process, which we've covered in depth. Hey, let's take a look at the leads we generated. Fantastic. You invested $100, you generated 50 leads. Here, let me show you what just happened here after this week. The reason we run it for a week is because of this. Which one of these ads do you think you ought to keep running? The ones that are above metric or the ones that are below? The ones that are above. You know what that means? That means that when you keep running it next week, you get more leads off of the same spend because the thing gets more efficient. It automatically does more of what works and less of what doesn't. How cool is that? Well, that's pretty cool. Can you see how that'll help you hit your goal of hitting 500 grand without having to expand your business, maxing out your profits? Yeah, cool. So I sent you over some other ads, AI stuff. What'd you think? I like this. I didn't like that. Fantastic. So here's what I think we ought to do next. I think we can help you hit your goal of 500 grand a month, 500 grand. And here's what I'd prescribe and recommend. We do this, we do that, we do this. What do you think about that plan? I like it. How much does it cost? Well, there's 3 options. There's option A, you do it. There's option B, we do it with you. There's option C, we do it for you. We really recommend option C because we know what we're doing and we can get you the results as fast as humanly possible because you don't have to learn anything. We'll just run it for you. Which one of those resonate with you most? Well, I'd love it if you did it, but it's all about how much it would cost. Fantastic. Let's talk about that. And when you give them the offer, when you give them the pricing, just give them the pricing on the 2 highest ones. And keep that downsell in your back pocket. And then we talked about you establish the monthly, then you let them know, okay, and there's a setup fee to get all this stuff plugged in and optimized. Setup fee is only $2,500. And then you work it out with them on the payment of that. The other thing you can do is you can, in your mind, determine that you're going to charge a $5,000 setup fee. And for a temporary period of time, you're going to offer a 50% discount. I would actually recommend you do that. That's very powerful. And again, once you get a handful of these under your belt, then go ahead and increase your setup fee. Okay.
Quick question, Paul.
All right, then go for it.
On the 1 week ad giveaway demo, you're not charging anything for setup at that point, right?
Correct. No charge. It's free.
So the setup is really easy because it's just the ads AI, right? You just plug in whatever they're looking for and just go for it. And then once we're enrolling them, I figured that's the order you have there on the invite. But I just want to confirm because I didn't know if without the setting up, we could run the ads AI.
Yes. So the setup is not, so that's a great question. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what most of you all are doing is you're equating setup to your time in doing something.
Yeah, that could be. I figured that setup is part of the company, right? CBI setting that customer in the system is the way I see it.
Well, yeah. So stay with me here. So one of the keys to being an entrepreneur is disconnecting trading time for money or effort for money, and connecting trading value for money. So the setup doesn't necessarily mean it's you doing something. The setup is them getting access to, for example, the setup of this giveaway framework. The setup of them connecting their ads AI to their platform so they can run ads.
Okay.
It doesn't actually mean you doing something. In some cases, it will be, but it doesn't have to be. The setup is the value that they're getting by getting set up with this Ads AI plugin.
And that setup is a one-time fee for all the services in the future beyond that point.
It's up to you. You charge whatever you want.
Okay.
Yep. So then, so you pop them into that demo with that full boss system, right? 1 week in between, they run the Ads AI for a week. They get dripped on with educational pieces. Then you onboard the clients into the demo, which means you make sure that they're plugged into their, you don't just say, hey, God bless you, rock and roll. No, you make sure that their Facebook ad assets, their account assets are either set up or plugged in. So the Ads AI demo is functioning. And then you make sure that the giveaway is installed and make sure that they're up and running. That's when day one starts, right? So you might be able to do it right on the call. If they already have their, if they have their Facebook ads assets set up, then it's a do it on the call thing, just boom. If they don't, then you might want to do some of it on the call, or you might need to book another call, right? They might not be the tech person. So you got to figure that out, but you want to make sure they're having an effective demo, not just a, hey, you know, God bless you, click a button. So then the week goes by, and during that course of the week, two things are happening. A, they're being educated about things that they probably aren't aware of, and they're not aware of how this tool can help them hit their goal. So even if they've heard of AI, they've never bridged the gap of, holy smokes, this thing can help me hit my goal of 500 grand or 10 million. Number two, they're experiencing the production of the tool. And what you can do, and Perry, make a note of this, please. What you can do during the week is you can ping them and you can go in and take a look at their account and be like, hey, Elvis, by the way, you already generated 32 leads and you only invested X dollars. And that means your cost per lead is only X. And the thing gets better over time. So that means next week you could expect your cost per lead to be X minus 10, whatever. So that's all happening. That's why we want it to be a week, so they can kind of marinate and saturate, and then the system does the selling. The system does the invitation, not you. You're just the facilitator. You're like the LASIK surgeon who says, hey, you can't see worth a crap. I can plug you into this laser thing. Out to the other side, you'll see really good. It's not about the doctor, it's about the laser. Same thing here. Call two, walk them through it, enroll them, and then you just enroll based on the prescription that you went over in call two. Y'all, that's how simple this thing is. Don't make it complicated by coming up with hypothetical scenarios. Just do the work. And you'll move so fast. The challenge you all are going to face, I'll just be totally honest with you. The challenge you all are going to face is not a mechanical challenge. It's a mindset challenge. Man, this seems too easy. Am I worthy? And just like the wall has a thermostat that controls the temperature, you have the same thing in your mind. That's why mindset is the most important thing. And the ones of you that actually listen to us and trust us, you'll go way faster than the ones that say, oh, that's a bunch of nonsense. There was this dude, this hermit, who lived out in the woods, and they were having a town hall meeting that he wanted to come to see what was cooking. And so he came in and he sat down, and it was hot out, and he sat down and he felt something blowing on him that was cool air. And he's like, oh my gosh, that's fantastic. So at the end of the meeting, he walked up to the host and he said, hey, he said, what caused that thing to, like, what caused this room to be so cold? And he goes, oh, that was a thermostat. Guy's like, hey, can I get one of those? He goes, absolutely. You can go down to the hardware store and get a thermostat. So the hermit went to the hardware store, bought a thermostat, came home, nailed it to his wall, cranked down the heat, and nothing happened. Because he didn't have the blower. He didn't have the things behind the scene that were making the thing visible work. So always be working on your mental thermostat. Y'all should all be believing for a $50,000 a month income. Serving businesses, helping them get great quality leads and run smooth, highly profitable businesses leveraging AI. And you also should be programming yourself that it's simple. God's kingdom is not complicated. It's not easy, because you got to do the work. And what's the work? Changing your thinking so that you do the work and you don't complicate the work. It's just easy. Just go share with businesses the power that's available in this world today that can benefit them. And that if the chiropractor in Charlotte don't get on AI, somebody else will get on AI and smoke them. They'll be beef jerky. That's just the reality. And I feel like it's our job to make sure that the right businesses have a hold of this technology, because unfortunately with AI, the business that does the best work creates the greatest delight with the push of a button will be decimated by the business that does the crappiest work but has the best technology. That's just where we are. So that's the ministry. That's the opportunity. All right. Tom and Perry, go ahead and just collect some follow-up questions here, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay. So Tom's got a question. Tom,
Yep.
what you got?
Yep. The folks that are reading.
Yeah, quick question just on the initial setup phase when we're asking them the questions about prescribing. This is a prescribing insight that I was thinking about. Is there a best practices training on what are the top 5 questions, for instance,
Yeah,
that we need
there's a
to
whole
ask to
script.
filter out?
Yep, there's a whole script on that.
Whole script. Okay, good. That's outlined. One question I foresee asking too is what current system are you using? Is that part of the script?
Again, that's a hypothetical. Just go through the script, start talking to them, and then those things will become emergent properties. And you can look, the script it's a framework, pour your anointing into it. So if you feel like you want to ask some questions, ask them. You're not going to break anything. It's not about you. It's not about the doctor. It's about the laser.
One of the questions I'm curious that I might get, or responses to that question I might get is, hey, I use CBI currently on my leads profile. Although that may not be a question because they're going to be so happy with their leads if they use the system that may never come up. But as
That's
we grow,
that's I see what you're saying. So that's a scarcity mindset. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
A hypothetical scarcity. I appreciate you asking because we can just whack that stronghold. But there are hundreds of millions of small businesses, and the Lord's directing you, so you're not going to have to worry about collision.
Good point. Thanks.
You bet. And even if they did talk to somebody else, maybe that person sounded like a moron, and maybe you don't. So work with excellence, and you'll attract all the business you can handle.
John, you had a question?
Yeah, on the Ads AI site, you said the website can be anybody's website, but when I click the information button, it says this is where you want people to go once they click on your ad. So I'm a little confused.
Yep, you want to have it, as long as you have it set up with leads, that's not the case. If you have it set up with conversion, then yes, it'll send them to that site. But if you have leads, it's just the site to program. Again, here's the language we're speaking here. We're doing Spanish, we're not doing Hebrew.
Perfect. All right, thank you.
Yep, you bet.
One quick thing, Renee Teal put in the chat that I launched my CrossFit 1128 and reached 2,545 with 153 clicks and resulted in 15 leads. She actually had to pause it so she could get caught up. That's a good testimony right there.
Love it. Do you know what you're doing with those leads?
Yes, I'm going to send them a follow-up email and have them schedule some time on my calendar for a 15-minute demo call. But I had to just turn the thing off because I started it, and then of course I didn't even look at it again until this morning, and I was like, I have to turn this off. I've done nothing with it.
How much did you invest?
I did like $20 a day, so I only spent like $170 maybe.
How did you feel after, so you saw this thing and you're like, huh, and maybe your knees were a little wobbly, maybe you had a backbone of titanium, but you went through it, and on the other side, looking back, how big of a deal was it?
It was amazing. I was like, I don't know why I was so timid about it, because it's so, out of the ads, of course, after 1 week, it did what you said. And it said, this one is performing bad. The other 3 were the best ones of the 4, because I just did 4 different versions. And it was absolutely incredible. The first couple of days, it said, it's not doing very good. And then it said it is performing above average. And then I didn't look at it again until this morning. And I was like, stop. I'm going to have my mind on this.
And That's why you don't look at it the first week. You just let her do its thing, man.
That's right.
I'm so proud of you. That's so cool. What was your
Did you run that on Facebook only, or was it in a multi?
Facebook only.
Yeah,
Cool.
just run Facebook. Until you're at 10 grand a month, you don't need anything other than Facebook. The temptation will be shiny object. The temptation will be, oh, I'm going after chiropractors. I can find them on LinkedIn. But again, simple scales, complex fails. You can get easily every single one of you to 100 grand a month with this model on Facebook. And I don't care what vertical you're in. So just run it on Facebook. What was your ad, Renee? Do you mind sharing?
What?
What was your ad?
Oh, I'll be happy to share. Can I share my screen? Is that okay?
Of course.
Okay.
Perry, can she? Do you have to grant her access?
No, I think she should be able to.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, here. Let me get this. Let me hide this little thing over here. So here's my performance. Let me get this out of the way. So day one, this is the little chart that can everybody see?
Yeah.
This is the little chart. And then I went down here and see I spent $173. I had 153 clicks. My cost per click was $1.13. I reached 2,545. And this is and here's where I was saying, here's the best and bad, best. And if I just show you, I think I can go back and show you by going here.
If you scroll down.
This one?
Yep.
And see, I had to pause it. See, and I was like, I don't even know how to stop it. So I had to figure out how to pause it this morning. So let's see, how do I play it from in here?
Well, if you click the little pencil right there.
Right there.
Yep.
Oh, that's the name.
That's the name. What happens if you just click on it? Actually, no, just go to the top and click Facebook.
Ah, okay.
I think it should pull that one right in.
There it is. I think this one. Yeah. So it should be this one.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. That was for me. That was so let's see. I should be able to click one of these, correct? I apologize.
I think so. I don't even know, to be honest with you.
I've seen it before.
I know, you just click a few buttons and let her rock and roll. Perry, do we
I
know?
saw it before it posted, but I mean, that's why this thing is so amazing. I don't even know how to get to the ad that I ran, and it's like reaching 2,500 people.
Well, there's a way to get to it. So if you click on home.
On home, yes.
Yeah. So scroll down under Facebook ads.
Okay.
Or click on Facebook ads. Do we have hold on, there might be a month thing. Actually, if you go back over to advertise. Hey, Perry, I know you ran ads. Do you know how to get to the actual ad that was run?
No, let me see. Well,
Click on view results. Gotta love it. So you don't even need to know what the heck's going on. Just click a few
That's
buttons.
right.
Gonna turn it in.
I watched it. Here it is. Watch video. Is this it? Oh, no, that just shows my video.
Yeah, that just shows you how to analyze it. Scroll down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a way to do it.
Maybe it's this one.
Yeah, click that one. Or no, click that. So that just copies it. I don't know. There's a way to do it. But
It's actually really good. Oh, here they are.
There it is. I knew it. Yeah, just so click on see more variations.
Oh, we're seeing more variations.
Top right.
Oh, right here. Okay.
Yep. So these are the ads. And that was an AI generated video, right?
Yes, it was. And it was awesome. So these are the different variants. And then this was one of my other ads that I ran.
And your copy is ready to, what is it? Ready to take your business to the next level?
Yes.
We can help. We specialize in AI.
Here, let me zip.
If you click the see more variations, I think it opened it up.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. But y'all see what she's doing? It's the same thing we just talked about. AI ads to help you get more AI lead generation using advanced to attract potential CrossFitters.
So this was one version. Here's another one down here.
How long did it take you to set this up?
You know what? It was after our session and you gave me the guidance. It took me less than 5 minutes because remember I had that one that was like not focused or anything. And you're like, oh, you need to go do CrossFit and be very specific. And as soon as we got off the call, I set it up and turned it on.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yes.
Plus AI, plus an ounce of strategy and 150 bucks, 175 bucks.
Yeah.
And it generated so much activity, you had to turn it off.
Yes. Because I've got to, because I had set it up before, because we said, well, if I get some leads, we can figure out how to load them in and all of that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just run it, But now I've got 15 and I got to figure out how to reach out to these people and get them to the next stage, because I did it.
Send them an email, you pop into Google Voice, send them a text, be like, hey, want to schedule your 15-minute demo to show you how to generate quality leads for your CrossFit pod or box or whatever they're called.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And once the boss platform, so Perry, make sure she's at like the top of the list of the boss platform. What that system will do is then it'll take all these leads directly into your boss system. It'll automatically send them emails and text messages with your calendar link. It'll automatically book them onto your calendar, and then it will automatically warm them up so that by the time you get on, we didn't even talk about this, y'all, but by the time you get on to that first call, they'll already get some pings on AI and the potential and the credibility. And I'm telling you, man, y'all have no idea. Just take action. Go run a freaking ad. Go run an ad. Just do it. Here's the thing is you don't even like, okay, let's get real. Here's your homework here's your mission if y'all choose to accept it. Invest $100 within the next 3 minutes of getting off this call. Open up that PDF, pick one of those niches, verticals. If you don't have your ads assets set up, just take 15 minutes, set all that stuff up, and then run $100 of ads, $10 a day. And don't even worry about reaching out to them. Don't even worry about following up with those people right away. Run the ads and look at the system. And then when the ads output, if you're not comfortable reaching out to them, just send them an email and say, hey, got your note. We're taking some time off over the holidays. I'm going to reach out to you at the beginning of the month. And just kick that ball downfield. Because for some of you, you're hesitant to run the ads because you're still concerned you don't know what to say on that initial call yet. Or some of you are hesitant to run the ads. You're like, I want to wait for the boss. Money loves velocity. The kingdom loves velocity. The kingdom is a kingdom of action. Faith without works is dead. So can you commit for your business and for the businesses that you're going to impact and for the kingdom that you all will, off of this call, pick a vertical if you haven't, and run $100 through your Ads AI platform? You guys are going to be blessed because you're taking action. All right. Elvis, last question. Then we'll pray and we'll let you all take your 3 minutes, pick your vertical, set up your Ads AI. $10 a day, run it. Don't even look at it for the first week. Look at it after the first day if it's your first time running ads, to make sure they go online properly and there's no issues. But after that, just ignore it. Elvis.
Awesome. Thank you again for sharing, Renee. That's very powerful to share results like that. So I really, very inspirational. So thank you. That said, I still fairly new. I still haven't gone through all the training calls and all the things that the videos I had to watch. But are we acting, and maybe this is explained on a different call, but as our own name business, right?
Yes.
That we have, or are we running on the CBI?
Nope. You're your own business.
Okay. So do I have do I set up a coaching call with someone about guiding me about some of the basic questions like this? Or
you said you haven't gone through the video. So once you go through the videos, a lot of these questions will be answered.
Okay.
But I'm serious, Elvis. You have enough right now to go run ads. You don't need a business name to run ads. All you need to do is pick a vertical. You need to get that TOS link. You need to get your Facebook ad assets set up and plugged in. And then you literally just need to enter a website of, modeling a company that does lead gen for your vertical. And then you just need to program it with that prompt that we talked about.
Okay.
That's it. $100, $10 a day for 10 days. Just do that, and so many of your questions will be answered. Here's why. Here's what Renee experienced. And Renee, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you experience a pop of belief when you saw you could push a button and generate people that were interested in your service?
Yes.
Were you like, holy smokes, all I have to do is just feed more into the machine And I know that I'll generate enough leads that I'm going to talk to some folks that are going to be interested.
It was so fun. It was so uplifting, encouraging, and just exhilarating. I was like, this is like a video game.
It is.
So much fun.
But what did that do to your mindset? Before that, you were like, I think it's going to work. These guys seem like they're cool dudes. But after that, you're like, holy crap, I know this works. Like, you can't tell me this doesn't work. I know I can find people that are interested in this.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's what I want for all of you. So this is a mindset thing. You're not even doing this to make money. This has nothing to do with you growing your business. This is all about you locking in your mindset that you can go find your vertical. And you can do the tool, and the tool is easy. Because too many of you still think the tool's complicated and hard. And remember, it's supposed to be not easy the first time you do it. The first time we do anything, there's a curve. But you just got to set up some stuff once, and then after that, you're just pushing a button. So y'all, do it. And Perry, please, if Caleb's, I think he's not on the call. Perry, have him install this, run $100 into the system towards the front of it.
Okay.
You can just cut out my training here for now, because it's important that they understand they don't have to talk to these people right away. They can kick that down the field, but I want them to go through it so they can experience what Renee did. And actually having Renee's testimonial in that training would be very powerful.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll
All right.
do it.
Any last questions? And we'll wrap her up. Yes. What's up, Gary? GJ. What does your shirt say? Suck it up. I don't want to hit. Suck it up, Buttercup. Is that a Princess Bride quote?
You
Yes,
need to
that's a
unmute.
Princess Bride quote.
You need to unmute, Gary.
Helium-filled balloons. I'm very
Sorry.
excited.
So my question is what are the AI tech that you're feeding them through the week when we have them on the 7-day trial? Because when we get to the end, I kind of seems like we should know what that is.
You do. I covered it last week.
But you said that some of the stuff we're not offering that to them, like the optimization and the AI chat and some of those things.
No. They have access to all that day one, but you just have to go through it in the right sequence. In other words, there's some prerequisites. They have to be ready to receive the conversational and the text AI. Everything else works out the gate. Those are the only two. The conversational, the text, and then the quick wins require that boss platform. And the boss platform they're getting a modified version of that. But they're open for the ads AI, the recapture AI, and the data AI out the gate. Those are independent of the boss. Now they all
During
flow with the boss.
trial or after the 7-day trial.
Everything is after the 7-day trial because you're not prescribing until after the 7-day trial.
Right.
So the pieces of education they get during the 7-day trial are just little 3-minute, 2-minute, 5-minute videos about the AI tools that you have in your tool belt.
Okay.
So it's like a buffet. You're just giving them a little taste. They're not installing anything. They're not demoing. They might be demoing it, but in the same way, some of you may have demoed the conversational AI by just calling a number and saying hello. That's what we mean by a demo.
So my question though, I guess, is you said, was it last week or maybe 2 weeks, that, you know, if they say, I want this part, and you said, we're not ready for that yet, you can't have that. Is that now already available in the business thing? So after the trial, are those clips that they're going to be getting during the week? So if we get to the end of the week and they say, I want to do the trial, but I want this too, I don't know which ones they're getting videos for during the week.
Yeah, they're getting videos for all of them, and it's just sequential.
Okay.
So like if somebody's getting a knee replacement, they need to do physical therapy before they put in the titanium joint. It's the same thing. You're like, hey, we'll get to that, but we work in a proper sequence here, and here's some of the things we got to do first. That's it. It's just that simple.
Okay.